versus other systems, I really like it because I get to go slow and I get to go at the patient's pace and we're not pushing them beyond what they can do. I mean, our goal here is to really work on creating normal movement patterns, and sometimes you just can't get that done if you're trying to accommodate to a certain speed.
One of the key points of motor learning is for the patient to be able to learn from their own mistakes. This system will catch them if they do, but it lets them fall enough so that they can kick in those balance reactions and they can feel it.
I think the patient having that harness on and having that support and showing them that there is control and that they have control over this situation and that it's safe, I think allows them to try things that maybe they'd be a little more hesitant to do with just your hands on them.
I would say the big difference is I let go. I can let go of my patients when I've got them in this system, whereas when I don't, I have to keep my hands on them so that they can keep their balance or so that they're not falling. I think one of the other pieces is that we can usually do more of what we were maybe already doing. So if we were walking someone who was really dependent and hard, we were walking maybe 5 feet and now we're able to walk 80 feet. So we're able to get that repetition in.
One of the biggest differences about treating with the Vector is, as a therapist, I can go longer. With a patient who's dependent or max assist to walk, I could maybe only go 50 feet. Now with the Vector, I can do 150 feet. So I can really get some good therapeutic gait training in. The patient we were walking with earlier today, the furthest I could ever walk her was 50 feet, and then I was too exhausted. The patient could probably still have gone further, and now we're going 150, 175 feet, and we're more limited by time than me.
I definitely feel like the therapists are working less and the patients are working more. They're having to catch their balance that we usually catch for them. So they're a little bit more tired by the end of the session.
The first time I used the Vector with a patient, we were getting her on a prosthetic leg for the first time. She was standing in it for the first time, and just having that ability to adjust weight, to have her accommodate, see what she could tolerate, and just really getting her comfortable to standing again, which is something she hadn't been able to do in a long time.
Our first patient experience was a really great experience. The very first time we got him up, he was falling about every 5 feet. But this was the first time we were able to really take our hands off of him because he knew that the system would catch him. So after a few falls, he was able to try to figure out how he could stop himself from falling. And probably about 75 feet into the walk, he had learned a stepping strategy and was catching himself. By the end of the walk, he wasn't falling at all. He was walking faster. No one was touching him. He wasn't using an assistive device. It was pretty perfect.